Real people, real stories.
Real people, real stories.
Real people, real stories.
Real people, real stories.
Real people, real stories. In 2009, drug use among teenagers increased for the first time in 7 years. This substance abuse boom was highlighted by increased teenage use of cocaine, prescription drugs, and club drugs like ecstasy. While the federal government has consistently funded an assault on teenage drug use, their success has been limited. Programs such as DARE and Above the Influence have been ineffective. Despite millions of dollars going to research, there have been no conclusive answers on curbing experimentation with drugs. When the problem becomes curing established drug behavior, however, the government has a better track record. Facilities like the George W. Hartman Center, a government-run clinic in Marietta, Georgia, specialize in the treatment of teenagers and young adults. Patients at the Hartman Center range from ages 13 to 17 and come with an existing substance abuse problem. Acting as a residency and a treatment outlet, the Hartman Center provides their clientele with a brighter future, both through treatment and continuing education while at the center. This is David Martin. Mr. Martin is the Executive Director of Counseling Services at the Hartman Center. He has been with the organization since its inception in March of 1991.
Okay, well, the mission of the Hartman Center is to rehabilitate teenagers that we work with so they can go back into society and be productive people.
Rehabilitate them from?
And their use of drugs, yeah. Our program is a 6-month program, but we have clients sometimes that stay here a year because they don't focus on their recovery. They do things that get them consequences that prolong their stay.
Who decides when they're done with their 6 months?
Okay, we have a program that they work which has 5 phases in it. We call them steps, and levels. They begin on orientation level, and then each level has 30 days for them to complete the required studies and whatever expected of them in the program. And when they finish their 5th level, their counselor, we have a counselor that each one's assigned to. Their counselor decides when they're ready to graduate. And they go to what we call the treatment team, which is all the counselors. They evaluate their progress and make a final decision. And then that's a happy day.
We also asked Mr. Martin about the effects of economics on the likelihood of teenage drug use, and problems of such diversity in such a unique situation.
They come from every class, but most of them, I would say, come from middle class. We have some who come from wealthy homes, but most of them would be middle class or lower middle class, some of them from poor homes.
Do the kids get along with each other?
This is another problem where you have 2 or 3 people, you begin to develop problems with interpersonal relationships, and we have our share of them.
Economic backgrounds are not the only daily difficulty found at the Hartman Center. Mr. Martin explained another day-to-day problem. What would you say the biggest difficulty of running a center like this is?
Well, it is to keep the clients focused on their recovery. When they come in here and they want to refocus back on either drugs or a life that they lived outside of here, and get into negative behavior, which sometimes keeps them here a long time. So our difficulty is in getting them to focus on their recovery.
While the difficulties of the Hartman Center are great, there is also a unique inspiration that can only be found in such a facility.
We had one young man who, his father had a law office back here, and he went through our program, and one day he came over to visit. He was working in his father's law office, which was a great success story.
Despite these successes, the center has not been immune to cutbacks during the recent recession. Has it been more difficult the past couple of years with the recession? Have you guys lost a lot of funding?
We're feeling a squeeze on finances. We haven't lost any of our employees, but we don't have things that we would ordinarily have. Equipment for recreation. When we opened up, we had 2 recreational directors. We have no recreational director now. The others got jobs and then we're not replaced with them.
Mr. Martin closes by elaborating on the role of the Hartman Center and the necessity of such organizations.
Well, the future of our country is in the life of the youth, and we're helping to rehabilitate youth to be productive citizens. And that's a very rewarding experience when you see them walk out of here and live a productive life out in the world.